Hi everyone. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been coming to my site and to everyone who has been passing it along to all their friends and family and people that could benefit from it. It's only been open for a couple of months now, and I'm really glad to see that it seems to be helping people out and it seems to be achieving its goal. And I really want to thank everyone who has sent in suggestions and advice on how I can make it better and what you want to see. I really appreciate it. One person said that it might be better if I do my videos instead of music playing, that I could have myself speaking verbally. While I really like having music playing and I feel a bit awkward with my voice just talking to myself, I understand that sometimes you can't see if I'm making one tie or two ties or exactly what kind of scarf I'm using, etc. So I'm going to try this time without the music and just speak to you. So it's also come to my attention that many women feel hesitant to cover their hair with scarves because, one, they might have very short hair, or they might have hair that's very fine, or they might have hair that's thinning. And often when you look at women who cover their hair, they have this huge, voluminous bun in the back of their heads. And, often you'll look at them and say, well, I could never do that because I'm too afraid to even put my hair in a tiny little ponytail because it looks kind of awful and very thin. So I personally have very thin hair, even though it's quite long. It's very, very thin. So I did suffer from this at first. I used to look at women and say, how do they do that? It looks like they have 10 feet of thick, beautiful hair underneath there. So I'm going to share with you a secret that I learned. Basically, if you don't have much hair to bulk up your scarf, you can use a scarf to bulk up your scarf. And I'm going to show you right now a very simple way to make it look like you've got tons of hair underneath your scarf. So right now I'm wearing basically a black stocking cap on my head. This is not what I usually wear under my scarves. Usually I wear a velvet headband, which I'll show you guys maybe sometime later. It's a velvet headband that basically the ridges of the velvet are facing forward, so it creates friction and the scarf cannot slip off no matter what. But I'm wearing this black stocking cap because I'm making a video and I don't want to show my hair and I want to show you guys right from the beginning what I'm doing. So basically pretend this isn't there, it's not really a part of the whole scarf. So the scarf I'm going to be using today is a long, long scarf, and basically I'm going to be creating a bun with this long scarf. Usually many people think that only square scarves can be used to make a bun. Actually this long scarf is going to create a really, really big bun at the back of my head. My grandma bought me this scarf from Zellers, which is basically the Canadian equivalent of between Walmart and Target. I think it was pretty cheap. It's really cool because it has two sides. One side has squares and one side has flowers. I usually use the flowers side. It's very long, but it's actually quite a thin material. You can do this tie with something that's less long. Basically, the longer the scarf is and the thicker the material is, the bigger your bun is going to look at the back of the head. So I want you all to take a look at the back of my head. You can see that this is where my hair is, right here. There's not very much of it. Even though my hair comes down to my waist, it's quite a small bun at the back of my head because my hair is very fine. So what we're going to do is I first fold the scarf so it fits my head. Now when I first started tying scarves, many people told me that you have to fold the scarf so it fits your head, and I had no idea what that meant. So I'll show you right now. You want to fold the scarf so that when you put it over your head like this, let me show you, that it fits your head, like that the back comes just, I like to have it in the middle of my neck because since we're going to be stuffing this scarf, we want a bit of room in there. So I take the two ends like so, and I do one simple knot, like this. Don't tie it too tight. You can see the two ends here. Now when you tie a knot, usually you have one end at the bottom and one end at the top. If I were to stick the end at the bottom into the bun, then basically I'd be undoing the knot that I just made. So make sure you take the one that's sticking out the top, and now take it and stuff, first put this end over your shoulder so it doesn't get in there. So now take this end and stuff it all the way in. Just stuff it right in there. Now I'm going to take this end and tighten the bun. So as you can see now, it looks like I've got quite a bit of hair in there. So now I'm going to take this side and just stretch it over, like so. And I'm going to tuck the end in as well. And that was really easy. Now look at my hair. Remember what it looked like before? And now it looks like I have tons and tons of hair in there. So this is a very easy style that you can put on very easily and just go out the door. You can add a flower clip if you want. This flower clip is from a good friend of mine in Israel, so thank you very much. You can add a flower clip to the back or the front here. You can add a pretty pin like this one, which makes it more elegant and fancy. See this pin? Yeah, it's really pretty. It was really cheap, but everyone thinks it was an antique or something like that. You can take a long sash like this. I got this one at a thrift store for like $1 or something. You can tie it around. You can tie it at the back like this and just leave the ends hanging. I love to have ends hanging because it gives me something to play with. Or you can tie it over the bun like this. Can you see? Yeah. So tie it over the bun and leave it hanging. Or if you want to be very fancy, I often do this. You take a silk scarf, a square silk scarf, like so. Let me just see if I can get it in the camera. Fold it in half, like a triangle, like this. And now put it over your head. So basically you're layering your scarves. Now I always flip the middle end up so I'm not tying the middle end. But you really don't have to if you're used to it. Now tie the bottom. I just tie it once, like this. Then I'll take the middle end and stuff the middle end underneath, like so. Then I'll make another knot. And now, it looks like you've just put one simple silk scarf on your hair, except you've got all this hair back there, and it looks like you have tons and tons of hair. So please let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like me to go back to not talking and having the music on, that would be awesome as well. I personally like tying with music on because the sound of my own voice is a little weird, but I'm sure this is probably more informative for everyone. So wishing you guys all the best, and please enjoy this video and let me know what you think. Bye bye.